And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and one of the hottest games that came out last year was The Mind, a game in which you weren't allowed to communicate and had to play cards in order cooperatively. It's a game that I was kind of ho-hum on, but as the year went by, I keep finding that it comes to the table. It's not a game I want to play all the time, but it's certainly something to pass the time, and I found that it really resonated with people who don't play a lot of games. They would play it and their minds would be kind of blown at how just different this is from every other game. Well, you thought The Mind was challenging. Now we have The Mind Extreme. So this is the same game with a few minor rule changes. You never played The Mind before? Well, let me show you how this is played, and we'll be back. In this cooperative game, there is a deck of cards that are numbered 1 to 50 twice. There's 100 cards in a deck, so 50 of the numbers are in white and 50 of them are in red. So the highest is 50, lowest is 1. You're going to shuffle these, and in each level of the game, you're going to deal out cards to the players equal to the level. So in level 1, everyone is going to get a single card. Now, what players need to do without talking or any other form of communication, they need to play white cards on this side, and they need to play them in an ascending order. And on this side, they need to play the red cards, and they need to play these in a descending order. So if I have a 4, I might wait a second or two, then put it down, because I'm assuming, but if someone had a 1 or 2, they would have thrown those out right away. The 10, I might wait a little bit longer, because if you play, let's say someone plays a 22 here, and someone's like, oh, and they should have played the 10 first, then you're going to lose a life, and players only have so much life depending on the number of players in the game. If you do succeed, then you'll go to level 2. When you go to level 2, you're going to get a shuriken here, a throwing star, and then everybody is going to be, you're going to take those cards, shuffle them back in. Now everyone has 2 cards that they need to get rid of. And again, you're doing the same things. You're playing cards on this side, the red side. You're going to be playing those from highest to lowest. And on the other side, you're going to be playing cards from lowest to highest, like this. Now, you can use this shuriken when you want to. If everyone decides and agrees to use it, then everyone will discard either their highest card here, or I'm sorry, lowest card here, and highest card here, giving everyone at the table some information. If this level 2 is done and completed, then you go to level 3, where, surprise, everyone's going to get dealt 3 cards. However, at this point, the cards on the white side must be placed face down. So players are going to be playing these cards face down like this, and when the round's over, you'll pick them up and see if they were played in order, and oh, looks like one was not played in order, the 44, so then again, we're going to lose a life. In level 4, you'll have 4 cards, and now the red cards must be played down. In level 5, no special rules there. You do get another shuriken. Level 6, both sides must be played face down. And you just go back and forth. You're trying to beat level 12. If you do so, you will win the game. Otherwise, you lose, and you're just trying to see how high of a level you can get to. Now, I have a German copy of the game, but you can easily play it because this just tells you a little bit of like what's going on here with this rabbit doing these magic tricks. You simply need to take a shuriken, and the hand means play cards face down. The card quality is really good. Shuffles well. The black borders are going to get a little bit of a beating, I think, as time goes by, but it's pretty easy, and I think it's easy enough to tell the difference between the red and the white. So, good quality for, you know, it is what it is. So The Mind Extreme, this is exactly what it's called, right? I really don't think anybody should play this before you play The Mind. Play The Mind first, and depending on where you're at with that, will depend if you like The Mind Extreme. So, as I said, for me, I've been warming up on The Mind. As time goes by, I'm enjoying playing it more and more. It's a simple, fun game to get into. The Mind Extreme is one that I don't really care about that much. I don't hate playing the game, but there's the up and the down thing. So there's 2 main rule changes. There's 2 sides going up and down. I don't know. I just don't find that interesting. Your mind is having to keep track of 2 things. It's definitely harder, right? but at the same time, I don't know, the mind was kind of, everyone's mind is focused on this single point. Play the next highest card. Now you're like, now we have 2 points. And I found that a little bit distracting, and it felt like adding complexity for the sake of complexity. Now the other part of this game that's different, where you play the cards face down. Now that's certainly new, although there have been people who've been doing that with the mind anyway. It's an extreme variation of the mind to play cards face down. That's okay, but I mean, the mind already has no communication, supposedly. And there's big arguments on how much of the mind you can communicate, like you're slowly moving your card means you're about to play it, or people sit there and put their, look like this, that means your card's really high or whatever. And some people think there should be zilch communication. I don't know, we use subtle hints when I play. And when you play the cards face down, all that's kind of out the window. Yes, I'm not arguing that groups can sync up somehow and play it, and some groups are going to love this, all right? I don't think this one will be nearly as big of a hit because, again, it's more complex, not really complex in rules. I mean, it's 2 more rules, but I think that the mind is a single focused idea, and one of the reasons that made it go over so well when I would teach it to new people, I teach them this one thing. Here I'm saying, okay, now this one goes from 1 to 50, this goes from 50 to 1. Sometimes we'll play cards face down. It was already weird explaining how there's throwing stars in the game with rabbits. But I think the mind is the level I'm at. The mind extreme, while I'm sure some people are really going to enjoy it, just not for me. And this is kind of one of those projects or products that you think, well, all right, there's a certain subset of people out there who are going to adore this. For me, I'm happy with the base game. Dice Tower judgment for mind experts, not me.
Thanks so much for watching another Dice Tower video. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to the channel for more fun, comprehensive board game coverage. Also, consider joining us at one of our events. Come to Dice Tower Retreat, a small, intimate gathering where gaming is king. Join us for Dice Tower Cruise, the largest board game cruise. Attend Dice Tower West in Las Vegas for gaming fun on the West Coast, or Dice Tower East in Orlando in sunny Florida. Dice Tower Conventions, the friendliest gaming conventions on Earth. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching the Dice Tower.